As some of you may know, I recently just hard launched my relationship on social media. If you want to watch it, I posted the video throughout all my platforms on Shark Style on Instagram and TikTok, or it's Charlize on YouTube. And you all know me, okay? I am an independent girly and I really value myself, but I'm also a lover girl. And I'm going to be honest, being in a relationship is so amazing. I love it. It is only amazing when it's healthy, and it's not fun when it's not, okay? Your girl has also been through some really toxic relationships in her past as well, and I can assure you that it is so draining. So if you want to learn how to attract a healthy relationship and avoid the red flags, then don't worry, because your online bestie is here and I got you. As always, thank you all so much for supporting my podcast. I love making these for you and hearing about your personal stories and just helping you all out in this little bestie community. So if you want to keep hearing more, then please like and subscribe and rate and review. I get it, okay? Whenever we like someone, we're in a relationship, you have a crush, it is so exciting and the dopamine just hits. And when it's good and you have those little cute moments, it just feels so good. But sometimes we overlook the bad, and you really need to be aware of the bad. I don't want you to embarrass yourself, besties, because you do not want to be with someone who doesn't actually like you the way that you need someone to like you, okay? So you just need to identify the red flags and run right away as soon as you see it, okay? We do not like the color red in relationships or situationships. In general, if you are just constantly questioning their feelings for you, that is such a red flag. I can be an anxious person in relationships. However, if I bring up the issue, like, I feel like you don't actually like me, and they do not reassure me at all, or like after the conversation, I don't feel reassured, that is a red flag, okay? And that is the sign that you need to leave. If they actually like you, they will try their best to reassure you because they want to stay with you. And if they don't care about reassuring you, then you're probably right. They don't like you, okay? Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't like you? Ew. Oh my goodness. And I see this one all the time about social media when they do not post you. Do you understand how pathetic you sound? Saying, oh, my boyfriend doesn't post me. That is your boyfriend. That is your literal boyfriend, and he is not posting you? Shouldn't he be so happy to be with you and be like so proud? Oh, my girlfriend's so beautiful and I love her, or my partner is so beautiful, or whatever. And you have to beg your own partner to post you? If you bring up to them, hey, you know, I really would appreciate being posted on your feed, and they don't give you a good reason as to why they won't do it, or they just like, no, I don't want to, like, my feed is just for me, but bye. Because if someone truly wants to be with you and you ask them, hey, can I just be posted on your social media page? They'll do it, because that's not even a hard thing to ask for. That is literally the bare minimum, okay? If we're in a relationship, you need to post me everywhere, okay? I need to be on your wallpaper. I need to be on your stories, your feed. Everybody needs to know, because social media is my job. I'm very careful about what I post, and I never thought that I would hard launch a relationship like that, because I was like, I don't know why I would do that. You know, my social media is just for my work and my videos. However, whenever I really like someone, I'm going to post you because I really like you, you know, and I want everybody to know how much I like you. And if you ever bring up an issue to them and they get defensive about it and upset and start pointing the blame on you, you should thank them. You should sit down and be like, hey, thank you so much, because that was the biggest red flag I have ever seen, and walk away, okay? In my past relationships, if I had ever brought up an issue to whoever I was seeing, and I was like, hey, you know, I don't really trust you because of X, Y, and Z, they would get so upset and be like, how could you say that to me? Do you understand how that makes me feel? And like become the victim. And then after the fact, I find out that they were actually seeing other people. And I had every right to not trust them. And since we're already on the conversation of how social media plays a role in relationships, If your partner follows certain people that you don't want them to follow, and they like certain people's photos that you don't want them to like, and you tell them, hey, I would rather you not do that, and they come up with an excuse as to why they want to keep doing that and why you're being crazy, red flag. First of all, it's already a red flag if your partner is liking, kind of seductive photos on social media that they probably shouldn't be liking. And if you bring it up to them and their response is not, I am so sorry, let me unfollow all these people, bye. I feel like I'm so good at talking about these specific issues because I have literally been through every single one of them. Don't worry, you're not alone and your feelings are valid. I remember being with someone who would follow every female influencer in the world and would like all their photos as soon as they posted them, like literally liking every single one of their photos. And I would bring it up to them. I'd be like, hey, why do you like this girl's photos? Like, do you know what the response I got? The response I got was, oh, we're friends. And this is how I stay connected to my friends, by liking their photos. Really? Really? If you need to stay connected with your female friends so badly, then maybe we don't need to stay connected anymore. Because I don't want that. That is so disgusting. I would not want my partner going around liking all these seductive photos because not only is it disrespectful to me, but it's embarrassing to me because everybody can see that. Like, everybody can see that. You know that, right? You know that likes are public. Another red flag that I didn't even really notice until I got into my current healthy relationship was that the two of you should never be competing against each other. I think sometimes when we think of relationships, especially during the talking stage, there's a lot of competition going on. Like, who can take longer to text back? Who likes the other person more? It's like always that game. But once you're in the relationship, there should not be a game. Like, you should not be competing who likes the other person more because you are literally in a relationship. You guys should like each other equally. When you are in a healthy relationship, you guys should always be on the same side as each other. Even if you're having an argument about something or a disagreement, you guys should always make sure you are having a conversation and solving it as if you are on the same side. Like, you are literally working together, not against each other. You guys are supposed to be a team, not enemies. You do not want to be with someone who is your enemy. I feel like I've ranted a lot about red flags and identifying them, but that is not where it ends, okay? If you are trying to get into a healthy relationship, then you need to make sure that you're also not the red flag, okay? Because sometimes you can be the problem. I know that because a lot of my past relationships were all very toxic, that it has built me to have toxic behaviors that I need to unlearn. Because in my past relationships, all I've ever known was just toxicity. Whenever we're in relationships, we like to think of ourselves a lot and how we feel, which is amazing. But you also have to put yourself in your partner's shoes. You have to think, if my partner did what I am doing right now, would I like it? In my past relationships, my partners have always made me feel insecure, so I would have to do whatever I can to make my partner feel insecure. I used to love making my partners jealous. I had to put myself in the other person's shoes and think, how would I feel if my partner was always trying to make me jealous? I would probably hate it and want to leave. So that really allowed me to become more aware about certain behaviors that I needed to change. But another toxic trait that is very common in a lot of relationships is the trait of just accusing your partner. You need to stop accusing your partner and start acknowledging your own feelings, because anger really isn't going to get your relationship anywhere. It's more of understanding that will. I'm not saying like if your partner cheat on you, you shouldn't be angry. Obviously, in those cases, you're going to be angry. But if your partner just did something small that caused you to feel bad, instead of getting angry at them right away and accusing them for something, you need to sit down and kind of acknowledge how you feel and why you feel that way, and then go to your partner and say, hey, I feel like this because you did this. Because sometimes your partner probably doesn't even know that what they did made you feel so bad. And I mentioned this in my past podcast, but I like to use the win method, which is when this happened, I felt like this, and now I need you to do this. This is a much better way to solve problems in relationships because you're actually creating an action plan of how to change this. We can get so emotional and we tell our partners right away what we're upset about, but we don't tell our partners what we need from them. And that is the key thing to healthy relationships, is just communicating what you need. Sometimes it can be very scary to communicate this because we think we're asking too much, but if the person you're with truly wants to be with you, they will compromise and you guys will find some sort of middle ground to this. The other day, I read something online and it really hit, and it was so true. And it's the fact that your relationship reflects how much you love yourself. Because if you really loved yourself, if someone were to disrespect you and not meet your standards, you would not accept that as a partner. When you really take the time to just prioritize yourself and take yourself out on dates, you will create a standard for yourself and you will know how you want other people to treat you. So relationships are amazing, like I said, but it's okay not to jump into the first one that comes your way if you feel like it's not what you deserve. And it's okay to want to seek relationships, but you just need to keep in mind that the only relationship you really need to prioritize is the one with yourself. It is that time of the episode where I read in your personal glow up stories, and I also had you guys send in on my Instagram any advice you wanted on relationships, so I will also be answering those. Someone said, I got out of something really tricky, but it ended due to my overthinking. This dragged me down a lot. It's been around 2 months and I've been working on myself. I'm so much happier. I am so happy for you that you're doing so much better, especially 2 months. I mean, that's pretty quick. I like to see an end of relationships as a beginning of a new chapter because during these times, you really grow and learn a lot about yourself. So keep going. I really believe in you and I am just so proud of you. Thank you for sending that in. Next, I'm going to read some of your questions about relationships that you guys sent in. This one from it's Leah says, how to stop thinking someone is out of my league. I'm going to tell you all right now that there is no one on this earth that is out of your league. Not even the most famous, wealthiest celebrity out there. Status and physical attractiveness should not determine the value of someone. You need to determine value based on what's inside. And that sounds so cheesy, but it's true. I mean, someone could have so much money or someone could be so attractive, but be the worst person of all time. I'm at a point of my life where I'm like, I think I'm an amazing person. I mean, I take care of myself. I love myself. I work really hard. I'm very kind to everyone. When I'm in relationships, I'm very kind to my partner. So anybody who is with me is so lucky to be with me. And you just really need to look at yourself in that light. Write down a list of everything you love about yourself if you need to. At the end of the day, we're literally all human and we're all gonna die. So no one is really above anyone. This next one from Meg4N Cross says, how do you maintain a long distance relationship as your first ever relationship? Okay, Meg, I have only ever been in long distance relationships, so I can help you with this. What is so important about long distance relationships is just communication. That is very important in any relationship. However, that is going to play a major factor, especially when you're long distance, because you don't have the other love language to kind of hold on to, like physical touch. Set those boundaries with your partner and tell each other what you need, how often you guys need to call. If you can, try to set a boundary of how often you guys want to see each other in person. But also, you can make long distance dating so fun. Like send each other surprise gifts in the mail. You guys can set up virtual dates. On Netflix, they do like Netflix party, and so you guys can share your screen and watch the same show or movie together. That is always a great way. You guys can still go on dinner dates too and just Uber Eats together. Keep going, you got this. I know long distance can be so hard. This next one from Natalie.A7 says, how do you actually get over your ex? This topic can be made into a whole other podcast episode, so be sure to keep up with the Online Bestie podcast to hear this episode. Shameless plug there. From bestie to bestie, You all deserve the most romantic, healthy love ever, which means avoiding red flags and people who make you feel insecure, and also maintain that healthy relationship with yourself. I hope you guys like this episode. If you want to be in this next episode, make sure to send in a rate and review, and I'll be sure to read in the next podcast. And I will see you guys in the next Reset Sunday. Bye!